Europa League is back. After last year's competition that was full of upsets and two underdogs in Rangers and Eintracht Frankfurt making the final, with Frankfurt winning the Europa League for the first time, are we going to get more upsets this year? The 52nd season of Europe's secondary club competition and the 14th season known as the Europa League after it used to be called the UEFA Cup. Will we have a surprise winner? Of course, the favorites heading into this season, Manchester United, Arsenal, Roma, and of course the teams that dropped down from the Champions League. Three things I ask for you before we get into the predictions. You predict in the comment section down below, you hit the like button, and you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Those three things are completely free for you. And further ado, let's get to the video. In Group A, we have Zurich, Arsenal, PSV Eindhoven, and Bodo Glimt. In fourth position, I have Zurich. New manager Franco Voda hasn't started off well with this side. They just won the Swiss Super League last year for the first time since 2009. They lost their manager, lost a couple of key players, and Donis Avdija will need to be crucial for Zurich to stand any chance of progressing out of the group. I don't see it. Zurich to finish fourth in the group. Third place, let's go with it, PSV. Look, PSV are a great side, right? I'm just looking at the final match day in the group stage. PSV versus Bodo Glimt. Where is the match being played? In Bodo Glimt. Now, are we going to get into a scenario where both teams are on equal points heading into that final match day? Could PSV be up by 1 point heading into that? If that is the case, I will book it right here. Bodo Glimt will win that match in Bodo. So it's important for PSV to head into that final match day if they want to finish in the first two spots up by 4 points so that Bodo Glimt can't catch them. I do like this team. Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think, is going to be a good manager. And I actually said it before the season that PSV would win the Eredivisie because they made some good signings alongside Ruud van Nistelrooy. But for this group, I'm going to go with a little bit of the upset. Third position. Second position, I have Bodo Glimt. You guys know my love for Bodo Glimt. The work that this club does is absolutely amazing. And now with the addition of Grønbæk, the attacking midfielder from Denmark, the record signing for Elitserien club, I think it will help this side. And they're experienced now with Europe. Making a deep run in the Conference League, now adjusting to the Europa League. They're in a very tough group. But if there's one thing to know, you don't underestimate Bodo Glimt. And maybe PSV and Arsenal will, and maybe Bodo Glimt can create more history. It's going to be difficult, but this side love to play football. That is the key thing. They don't just play long ball or long throw-ins. They actually play Fujibol. And that's what I love about them. I think they can surprise and finish second in the group. First place will be Arsenal. Arteta. Are we all wrong about Arteta? Looking good so far. It's looking good, Arsenal fans. And now the more of the squad is going to be used to give them some more minutes. I'm looking like at Eddie Nketiah, Emil Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Tomiyasu, Tierney. These players get now more of an opportunity to play, to get some minutes into their legs, and that's going to be good for a long season ahead for Arsenal and for the whole squad. They have so many good players. They will finish easily first in this group. We move on to Group B, where we have Fenerbahce, Dinamo Kiev, Stade Rennes, and AEK Larnaca. In fourth position, I have AEK Larnaca. Will be tough for Larnaca, but Bosnian center back Milicevic has been scoring for fun, plus Hungarian winger Adam Gurusko can cause problems to the others. And AEK Larnaca have been impressive so far in Europe, beating the likes of Dnipro and Partizan onto the road to qualifying for the group stage of the Europa League. They're in a tough group, but I want to underestimate this side. But I just don't think they have enough quality. Fourth place for AEK Larnaca. Third place, I have Dinamo Kiev with legendary manager Mikhail Luchescu. Karavayev will look to keep his good goal scoring that he showed in the qualifying rounds of the Champions League, plus young great centre back Zarbaini. Dinamo Kiev, they didn't look the greatest in the Champions League qualifying rounds. It's just the preparation, lack of intense play. I think they will suffer because of this, and they will have a rematch with Fenerbahce as the two faced off in the Champions League qualifying rounds. But the other teams in this group are very tough. I just think it's not going to be enough for Dinamo Kiev. Third place for Dinamo Kiev. Second place, I'm going with Fenerbahce. New manager George Jesus will look for a better Europa League performance than last year for Fenerbahce, who finished third in their group. Enner Valencia has started off fantastically so far, and wonder kid Arda Güler is a special player, getting more minutes, starting more games. He looks like an absolute baller. Jorge Jesus just knows how to manage a European side, and you have to just give him credit for that. And with his experience, I feel like Fenerbahce can finish second in the group. And in first place, I have Stade Rennes. Bringing in new center backs Rodon and Thiate alongside the attacking prowess that Rennes had last year with the likes of Terrier and Doku. Stade Rennes were one of the most exciting teams to watch in all of Europe last year. Now you have some good center backs. They just need to limit the amount of goals they concede. If they can do that, I think they can win this group quite convincingly. It is going to be tough, and it's always tough managing Thursday to Sundays. I think Stade Rennes can do it. First place for Stade Rennes. We move on to Group C, where we have Hoiko, AS Roma, Real Betis, and Ludogorets. Pains me to say it, but in fourth position, I would think it will be Hoiko. Back in the Europa League for the first time since the 2014-2015 season. I would say we kind of got lucky against Silkeborg, but we defended like absolute warriors, and we're going to have to defend like warriors for all of these matches. And we need Malik and Radulovic up top to be goal-scoring machines, or just at least get us 1 to 2 goals, right? Is that so hard to ask for? Brownie and Murillo on the wing backs, Lingman dictating the midfield. I know it's going to be tough for Hoiko. I'm not expecting a second place finish. The max I'm hoping for is third place, and if we get that, I'll be very happy, and we go to the knockout playoff round of the Conference League and more European football. I find it difficult. We're not the greatest away from home in Europe, and that's something we need to work on. We must win at least 2 home games. I'm looking at AS Roma and I'm looking at Ludogorets. If we can win those 2 home games, I think we have a great chance of finishing third, but I don't see it. Fourth place for Hoiko. And in third place, it will be Ludogorets. Very high scoring team, but defensively aren't the strongest. But attacking options Tisera and Kaulu as well. So Ludogorets will be tough, and they can cause an upset against AS Roma and Real Betis. They just leak way too many goals. And I was seeing that in the Champions League qualifying rounds and against Zalgiris. Their defense was so easily exposed that teams in this group can easily get at them, but they can also score for fun. They just don't have enough to beat Real Betis or AS Roma. Third place for Ludogorets. And in second place, it will be Real Betis. Pellegrini's side will be looking for a deep run into this competition. Borja Iglesias has started off this season on fire and a man on a mission. So Betis will definitely be in contention with AS Roma to win this group. I absolutely love the work Pellegrini has done. And maybe Real Betis' main objective is make it into the top 4, because they narrowly missed it last year. Will the Europa League be a distraction? Will they try and field more of their B side against, Hoiko or Ludogorets? Could happen. They shouldn't. They should try and finish first in the group, because they do not want to face a Champions League side in the knockout playoff round. I think they will finish second in the group. First place, it will be AS Roma. Jose in Europe are one of the few combinations in the world that you can't defeat. You can't. It might be boring, it might not be the sexiest football, but Jose just gets results. And he will get results again in this group and finish first with Tammy Abraham, Zaniolo when he comes back healthy, Dybala. You can even bring now Belotti, who's going to be, looks like he's going to sign for the club. AS Roma have weapons. I think they're maturing as a side. They're molding that Jose philosophy, that Jose winning mentality. They will finish first in the group. We move on to Group D, where we have Union Berlin, Union Saint-Gilloise, Malmo, and Braga. Fourth position, I have Malmo. It's been a really inconsistent season from Malmo's perspective. Poor in Allsvenskan, going out against Zalgiris in the Champions League qualifying rounds, to the point where Milo Jojevic was sacked. Now where Jorgensen is the interim manager, they still haven't picked up form. I don't know what it is with this Malmo side. They've been really good and really dominant in Allsvenskan in the last couple of years, but now it's not looking the greatest. I feel like they're going to struggle. They're going to try and focus on Allsvenskan to try and get into the top 3, and then combining that with Europa League, going to be difficult. Fourth place for Malmo. Third place, I have Royal Union Saint-Gilloise. Even though they lost their manager and key players like Undorf and Kasper Nielsen, Union still look strong and made a great signing from Bodo Glimt, Boniface. Pair him next to Vanesir. Union Saint-Gilloise, they should not be slept on in this group. They could cause an upset or two. Unfortunately, they will not be playing at their own stadium, so that could affect them with the atmosphere and creating a vibe. But I absolutely love this story. I think they can cause a 1 or 2 upsets, and if they drop down to the Conference League, they could be a sneaky pick to win that tournament. Third place in the group. Second place will be Braga. New manager Arthur Jorge has got Braga on fire with a lethal attack, and especially new signing Banza has 5 goals in 4 games, so Braga are looking better than last year so far. And that is a scary thing for this group, because Braga have been playing excellent football. Pair Banza with Ricardo Horta, man, Braga looking good. Now, do they have enough to beat Union Berlin? It's going to be an interesting battle and a tight battle, but I think Braga have enough to finish second in the group. And in first place, it will be Union Berlin. Great start to the season from Fischer's side. Gerardo Becker has been on fire, and last season experience with the Conference League, then mixing it with the Bundesliga, this will give them experience and they understand what to do in this situation, because that was their first ever season in Europe. Now with the Europa League, now with the start that they have, this team is full of confidence. I love this Union Berlin story. I think they will finish first in the group. We move on to Group B, where we have Omonia, Real Sociedad, Manchester United, and Sheriff Tiraspol. In fourth position, I have Omonia. Guess who the manager is? Neil Lennon. Side had an impressive victory over Ghent, and with midfielder Charalompos in great goal-scoring form, Omonia could be a tricky side to deal with. A little bit defensive away from home against Ghent, but got 2 early goals. At home, got 2 early goals and killed off the tie. So Neil Lennon understands the situation. He's been in Europe before, obviously with Celtic. They shouldn't be slept on, Omonia. I still think they don't have enough. Fourth place for Omonia. Third place, it will be Sheriff Tiraspol. Not the same Sheriff as last season. I just need to say that to people. They are struggling mightily in front of goal. They just couldn't simply score anything in the Champions League qualifying rounds, and that's why they went out. Now Utara will need to provide some goal scoring because they lost Adama Traore and they lost Til. So I think Sheriff will struggle with the lack of goal scoring and finish third in the group. Second place will be Real Sociedad. Very attacking side. No Arizabal for the group stage as he is now recovering from ACL tear. And new signing Kubo will need to score now with the departure of Alexander Isak. Maybe with Alexander Isak they could have been competitive against Manchester United. Without Isak, let's see if they do any business before the transfer window ends. We'll see. But can they really replace Alexander Isak? Going to be difficult. I think they have enough though to finish second in the group. And first place, of course, will be Manchester United. Erik ten Hag should really look at the Europa League and think to himself, we can win this. We can. And he should. They have a great side. Now with the signing of Antony, with Casemiro, with Lisandro Martinez, this team is full of quality. How will Erik ten Hag balance in the Europa League with the Premier League? That's going to be a key thing to watch, but they have too much quality. They will easily finish first in the group. We move on to Group F, where we have Lazio, Midtjylland, Sturm Graz, and Feyenoord. In fourth position, I have Midtjylland. The start of the season for Midtjylland has been very inconsistent. So far conceding way too many goals. But when you have players like Dreyer, Sisto, and Isaacsen, they are very dangerous and they score goals. This is the thing with Midtjylland. They love to score, but they love to concede. So they must limit the amount of goals they concede in order to have any chance of progressing out of the group. They have a very good squad. Maybe it's not the same Midtjylland as the last couple of seasons. Still good, still very dangerous, but I think they really need to work on their defense. So I think they will finish fourth in the group. Third place, I have Sturm Graz. Lack of scoring could hurt them in the group stage. But one thing they have going for them is a very good defense. When you have players like Dante and Stankovic, of course Dante the left back, Stankovic the CDM. The goal for Sturm Graz, limit the amount of goals they concede and try and win games 1-0, 2-1, that sort of scoreline. They're not going to blow teams away in this group, but if they can limit the amount of goals, maybe let's say less than 6 in the group stage, they have a chance of advancing. They gave obviously a tough match to Dynamo Kiev, but I think Sturm Graz just don't have enough to beat Feyenoord and Lazio, so they will finish third in the group. Second place is the Conference League finalist from last year, Feyenoord. How can you not love Arne Slot? The guy is an absolute genius and a squad that maybe people didn't rate last season to make it all the way to the Conference League final. Well, a lot of changes. Malacia leaving, Sinisterra, Desers, Gustil. A lot of players have left Feyenoord. 2 players to watch out from this team for this season. Of course, Danilo and the winger Patrick Valmer. Take a look out for these 2 players. I told you about Malacia last year. I told you about Sinisterra. Look what they're going to do for the Premier League sides, Manchester United, Leeds. Take a look at Danilo and Patrick Valmer. I think they have enough to finish second in the group. And with Arne Slot, you're always going to do well. Second place for Feyenoord. And in first place will be Lazio. Sarri ball is looking good. New changes. Second season with Sarri. The ball movement looks much more fluid for Lazio. When you have Sagani, Anderson, and Immobile front 3, also you can bring on Pedro off the bench. You have Milinkovic-Savic. You have Luis Alberto. This squad is very good. And with Sarri, very good manager, has won the Europa League before. He knows what he's doing. So I think Lazio have enough and they will win this group. We move on to Group G, where we have Karabag, Freiburg, Nantes, and Olympiacos. In fourth position, I have actually Olympiacos. After being embarrassed by Maccabi Haifa at home and scraping by Slovan Bratislava on penalties and Apollon on penalties, Olympiacos just seem all over the place. Saki Martins, after the Haifa defeat, they actually have some really good players. But it just seems like there's the chemistry issues at the moment with Olympiacos. Of course, they signed players like Zikrunagel and Hwang Yu-jo from obviously Nottingham Forest on loan. So Olympiacos have a good squad, but it just seems like there's something off with this team at the moment. And they haven't looked good whatsoever during the qualifying rounds. I think that will hurt them in this group. 4th place for Olympiacos. In 3rd place, I have Nantes. Of course, the Coupe de France winners from last season. Of course, they have some quality in Lafont in goal and Moses Simon. Obviously, the striker Moani left the club and went to Frankfurt. Could be a huge miss. And how will they cope with both Ligue 1 and the Europa League at the same time? Do they have the sort of squad? They did finish 9th last year in Ligue 1. Have to take that into account. Do they have the squad and the quality? I think they will find it difficult. They'll finish 3rd in the group. In 2nd place, I have Karabakh. I'm really impressed by Karabakh. To be honest, they should have won against Victoria Pleasant. They were the better side. They only created their own mistakes, and that's why they didn't qualify to the group stage. Waji was a great signing. Plus, you have Kari providing the assist. Karabakh, I think, can surprise in this group. Look, Karabakh are going to win the Azerbaijani League. They've done this before, competing in Europe. They know how to balance both competitions at the same time. Really impressed by them. I think they have a lot of creators. They have a lot of goal scorers. Karabakh will finish 2nd in the group. And in 1st place will be Freiburg. How can you not love Strike, the manager? An incredible manager. With new signings Gregoritz and Doan plus Ginter, Freiburg made some good signings with the money they obviously got from selling Nico Stotterbeck to Borussia Dortmund. Freiburg are comfortable playing in so many different styles. They can sit back, they can be a counter-attacking team, they can have possession, they can press. Absolutely love Freiburg, and how do you not love Strike? I think they have enough, and funny enough, their stadium is called the Europa Park. So that's why they're going to finish. No, I'm just kidding. They're going to finish 1st in the group because they are the best side in this group. We move on to Group H, the final group, where we have Crvena Zvezda, Trabzonspor, Ferencvaros, and Monaco. In 4th position, I have Ferencvaros. Must be defensively good because they have great attacking threat, and that showed in the qualifying rounds. They could score, but they could concede. And they conceded way too easily. And that's the issues I have with this Ferencvaros side. Obviously, one player to watch out for this team. It is Adama Traore. Not the one from Wolves, the one from Sheriff Tiraspol last year. He has been an instant success with Ferencvaros, and he has been deadly for them. If he could score goals and defensively they can be much stronger, hey, I think Ferencvaros can be an upset. I don't really see it. 4th place for Ferencvaros. In 3rd place, I have Trabzonspor. Good squad with a lot of quality. Cornelius, Trezeguet, Barta, Enes Bardi, plus the crowd. I would expect some good things from Trabzonspor. It's going to be interesting to see Trabzonspor in this group. I'm really excited. They're even making some other little loan signings in the meantime while the transfer window is open. So Trabzonspor could not surprise, but they could get out of this group, finish in the top 2. But this is a very tough group to predict. When you have Monaco, Crvena Zvezda, and Ferencvaros, I will say Trabzonspor in 3rd position. I wouldn't be surprised though if they win the group. In 2nd place, I have Crvena Zvezda. Dejan Stankovic just resigned and now comes in Milojevic from Malmo. I don't know about this hiring. It's a bit of a risky one. Milojevic just did not do well at all at Malmo. I'm a little bit worried with this side. Also, Pavkov leaving. The one player to watch out for is, of course, Bukhari. A great signing. Crvena Zvezda, they actually played some really good football in the qualifying rounds. I felt like they kind of got unlucky against Maccabi Haifa. It took an own goal for them to lose that game. But let's see now with Dejan Stankovic resigning how this will affect the side. Shouldn't affect them too much. I would be a little bit worried. 2nd place for Crvena Zvezda. And in 1st place will be Monaco. Felipe Clement is a great manager and still with quality like Ben Yedder, plus new signings Mbolo and Mohamed Kamara from RB Salzburg. My God, what a signing Monaco got there. 15 million for Mohamed Kamara. That is an absolute bargain if you ask me. I think the main thing with Monaco is, will they take the Europa League series? I think they will. They see it as an opportunity to win a competition this season, and they have quality players. And Felipe Clement is a good manager who has experience in European competition, so I think they have enough to finish 1st in the group. So there is the Europa League group stage predictions. If you have made it this far into the video, put in the comments down below hashtag UEL is back. I love this competition. Sometimes it has a lot of upsets. Sometimes the favorite wins. Like last season, upsets were just happening over and over again. Will we have it this year? Time will tell. Like I said at the beginning of the video, give your predictions in the comment section down below. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And the next video, you know what it is. The Conference League group stage predictions. Those should be very interesting and a lot of cool storylines as we will discuss in the video. But have a beautiful day, stay safe in this crazy world, and thank God the Europa League is back. Adios, everybody.